Look around the room and love up on each other. Just allow for your heart to open so wide and to see the light, the luminous light just pour forth from your heart over the entire congregation. You're pouring forth a blessing too big for them to receive, so everyone has to grow to receive the blessing that's coming from the heart of God via you. Now look at the being sitting right next to you. One of them, choose, doesn't matter, they won't get jealous. Look at one of the beings sitting right next to you and say, you know what? I get to sit next to you. For some reason, out of 7 billion people, I'm sitting next to you. So I got something to say. God wants me to tell you this, that you're brilliant, beautiful, and magnificent. There's no one else exactly like you. Therefore, you got something to do. You got to release that life energy in you. That love energy. That peace energy. That joy energy. That brilliance. Let's do it together. Let's change the world for the better. Together. And so it is. Amen. Touch and agree. Out of all the beings on the planet, you guys have incarnated in whatever country you incarnated in. You found your way to this sacred spot known as Agape, to sit next to that being, to be reminded that you are holy and whole, to be reminded that there's something about you that's unrepeatable, to be reminded that there's nothing missing in you, there's nothing wrong with you, nothing inherently off, regardless of what your relatives may think. That there's something about you that is perfection, that is always unfolding to reflect and to reveal the cosmic order. Indeed, you are a singular manifestation of a cosmic destiny that's always unfolding. So as you consider that, you're releasing yourself from thinking that you're merely a person, that you're merely a facade, you're merely a personality, but that you are a singular manifestation of a cosmic idea that is unfolding to perfectly reflect the order of the cosmos in a way that that could never repeat itself. In other words, you didn't just come to Earth on a tour as an intermission between lifetimes. You came on a mission to remind yourself that you're here to reflect and to reveal the cosmos in a way that has never happened before. So when you consider that, your mind opens up to the wide possibilities of this incarnation and the wide possibilities of your gift-giving task while you are here. You're not merely thinking about survival. You're not really thinking about the littleness of your personhood. You're thinking that you get to reflect the entire cosmos through this incarnation. As a matter of fact, you probably want to just say that out loud. I'm here to reflect the entire cosmos. Through this incarnation. I accept this. Now, when we consider the cosmos, it is spelled K-O-S-M-O-S. The cosmos with the C, means all of the things that are created, the galaxies, the universes, the solar systems, all of that is a part of the cosmos with the C. The cosmos with the K is the undifferentiated wholeness, the unmanifest, including the manifest. So you're here to reflect your infinite potential, that which hasn't even manifested yet. So when you consider yourself from this standpoint, you're not just a little old human being. You are a space through which all of life gets to flow through unencumberedly, unfettered, totally free. You are the space through which all of life gets to express through, and it is infinite. Now you have to think about yourself along those lines in order to radiate the abundance and the affluence and the beauty and the joy and the harmony that does not come from the world of experience or the world of effects or the world of circumstances or conditions or situations. It comes directly from your own soul. That you are here standing in the midst of a world that sometimes looks like it's gone mad, to reflect and to reveal a fundamental order that comes from your very depth of your being. So when you go back to the premise that there's nothing inherently wrong with you, nothing missing in you, you're not out here looking for your missing piece. You are here as a whole being, growing and expanding your awareness to express your divinity so that your time on the planet is a time in which the eternal breaks into time. Love and peace and harmony and wholeness, joy, beauty breaks into time through your life, so that at the end of your life, you won't hear Ricky Ricardo saying to you, you got some splaining to do. You use that whole incarnation to worry and fret. Use that whole incarnation to doubt and fear. You use that whole incarnation to run around like a chicken with your head cut off, and all of the time you had everything within you to reflect and to reveal the cosmos in a way that has never happened before. And so I know it is difficult because we're in a society that has you constantly looking for the negative, constantly looking for what goes bump in the night, what to fear next, what to be afraid of, and constantly is inviting you to make your decisions from those lesser frequencies. Therefore, the theme of the evening is study war no more. In other words, your society has you studying war, has you studying pathology, has you studying everything that's wrong. And so that when you walk into a room, you walk into anywhere, your mind goes on a hunt to see what could possibly hurt you in any given way so that you can develop some kind of defense mechanism within you to protect yourself from all of that. A God being that has never been born and will never die, shrinking themselves into a little myopic, fear-based way of living, making all of their decisions from that level of fear, and then wondering why happiness is fleeting, while joy is somewhere in the future, and why abundance is always ahead of you and you're never able to quite catch up to it. When we talk about study war no more, as it states in the scripture to study war no more, we're talking about focusing your attention on that which is real. Tonight, when we talk about war, we're talking about worry, we're talking about absence, and we're talking about resignation. In other words, there are people that study worry so deeply, and they know their worry so profoundly. They rehearse their worry. They have it all played out in their minds and in their mouth. The moment the phone calls, the individual is blasted with whatever the latest worry is that you're concerned about. You just spew it on people. It's like garbage, just dumping it on people. You shouldn't do that to the friends in your life. Don't do that. Don't dump what you're afraid of on your friends. They don't want that garbage. They don't want that green slime. Don't study the worry. As you've heard me say from time to time, worry is like paying interest on money you haven't borrowed. It is the mental and emotional rehearsing of the very things you don't want to happen. And once it flows out of your mouth, you establish that personal law for yourself, and all the things that you worry about, they seem to amplify. And if you get any ignorant person to believe you in your worry, I don't mean stupid, I mean ignorant. There's a difference, okay? Just so that we're not talking about people, but people who are living in ignorance of the law will agree with you, and you find yourself exacerbating what you are worried about, and then it becomes the film and the field that you're living in, and it ends up creating experiences internally and externally that you don't want to experience. Now, when you turn on the news every single day or a regular basis, that is the study of negativity. That is the study of war. That is the study of lack and limitation. That is the study of the worst case scenarios that move through the human experience. There's only two things to do about that. One, turn it off. Or two, elevate your consciousness and allow yourself to be in a prayer mode while you're watching it. So that you know that as you're watching that stuff, or as you're listening to a friend blast you with their worry and their doubt and their fear, you take none of it seriously. You embrace them in the sweet, loving arms of consciousness and lift them till they come back to themselves and realize, as you looked into each other's eyes this evening, that you're all right, that there's perfection in the midst of you, and that everything is unfolding magnificently. Are you following what I'm saying? Yes. What I'm trying to get you to get here today is that you are your own personal law. that there's a great subjective law of the universe that responds to you according to the nature of your song, and that your use of it is your personal law, and that you can establish yourself as a lawful being in God consciousness. So as you're walking in this particular world, you are of your own law of peace and joy and harmony and abundance and creativity and beauty and health and resurrection and replenishment. That is the calling on your heart. Some people study absence, the second A, the A in war. People study where God is not, where things aren't working well in their life. They will wake up, and instead of counting blessings, they will count obstacles. They'll count hindrances. They'll look at all the things in their life that isn't quite up to par yet. You don't want to start your day that way. And again, you don't want to bring that to your friends. Don't do that to them. Do not come into their space and tell them all the stuff that's lacking in your life. You take that to a trained professional who won't believe you. You take that to a professional who knows what to do with that stuff. But your friends, they'll get bogged down in that. And you guess what'll happen? When they see you, they'll actually look at you that way. They'll look at you with what's lacking in your life. They'll look at you as the last thing that you told them about what's not working. And that will become a secondary law of how they see you. So when they see you coming, they'll remember the last thing that you said. They'll say, oh, here he comes. He's the one that's lacking all of that stuff in his area. And even if you've gotten over it, their memory banks will hold you to that space, and that will become a kind of a race consciousness around you that you set up in the first place. And so study war no more. Worry, no. It doesn't pay any interest. Absence of God, God is everywhere. So what you want to begin to do is establish yourself lawfully and begin to see all the places in your life where the presence of God is showing up, where the presence of God has shown up historically, and where the presence of God is showing up in your life right now. And that's what you lead with. That becomes the creative urgency of your soul to express, not an absence, but a presence. Guess what happened today? And you begin to explain all of the wonderful things that are occurring. Now, this does not mean that you don't have individuals that you can share some of the things you're concerned about with, but you don't make it a habit of spewing worry and the lie of absence in your life until it becomes the law of your life. And then the R stands for resignation. The places within you where you've just resigned and just given up. You've just said to yourself, you know what? This is the way life is. This is the way, these are the cards that have been dealt me. No, you can deal new cards. There's an infinite amount of card decks. You don't resign yourself to a circumstance. You don't resign yourself to a condition. Whether it's a physical condition of the body temple, a mental condition, or an emotional condition, a financial condition, you do not resign yourself. Instead, you surrender yourself to the wholeness. You surrender yourself to the presence. You surrender yourself to the beauty. You surrender yourself to the love. Study pathology no more. Study worry no more. I want you to go on a hunt for the possibilities in your life. I want you to research. I want you to serve an apprenticeship to peace. I want you to serve an apprenticeship to joy. I want you to serve an apprenticeship to abundance. I want you to serve an apprenticeship to prosperity. I want you to serve an apprenticeship to health. That means study those things. Study the qualities of love, as Robert G. was singing here earlier. Study the qualities called peace. Study the qualities called beauty. Study the qualities called abundance. Research it. Look at all the synonyms for it. Read books on it. Let your mind be filled with these particular qualities until they emanate from the very depth of your being. And study war no more. Study the dynamic of peace and love and harmony. Research and study it until that which comes out of your mouth is what you're most interested in, and what you're most interested in is what you're studying, so that the dynamics of these qualities literally take over your life. Repeat after me, if you will. I shall study war no more, but I'm willing to study peace. I'm willing to study beauty. I'm willing to study abundance. I'm willing to study prosperity. Oh, I'm willing to study safety. And this is a very important topic because there's so many random events that seem to take place, but not really. It's just what's being brought to your television set on a regular basis. Random violence happens frequently everywhere. There's no different part. There's no place except for LA, perhaps, where but everybody's afraid to travel. But LA is the most violent place in the world, where everybody is so concerned about safety. Safety is a state of consciousness. And you want to study safety and security inside until you catch it, until you feel you're so at one with the presence that you're not going to be led down any particular path that's going to bring you some kind of harm or danger. Now, if you're running from it, you're going to run to it. If you're running from it, you're going to run smack into it. So you have to run towards what you're studying. What are you studying? Peace. You're studying love. You're studying beauty. You're studying joy. You're studying loveliness. You're studying order. You're studying abundance. I want you to study these things so well that they fill your mind with their activity. So your mind is overflowing with the dynamic of a love and a peace and a harmony and a wholeness and a well-being and a joy. That becomes your personal law. How you are identified by the great law of life. Oh, there she is. Peace. There he is, the joy guy. There he is, abundance. So like those characters in Peanuts, the guy that's always traveling and has the dirt around him all the time. Who's that guy called? Pigpen. You become the antithesis of Pigpen. Everywhere you go, there's a field of love and peace and harmony and joy and abundance and prosperity. You cannot go anywhere. If they throw you in any city, within a few days, a few weeks, all of your needs are met because your consciousness is reeking with that which you're studying and that which you're interested in until it takes over your life. Now, take a breath here. Release. Close your eyes with me for just a moment. Let's go over these three things here: worry, absence, and resignation. Just notice your biggest worry. Just notice what it is. I don't want you to embrace it. I just want you to notice the worry. And notice that when you're worrying about this, whatever it is, it doesn't make anything better. And if you're sensitive, you could even notice that if you share the worry with the wrong people, it amplifies it. So that it starts off really small, but after a while, it becomes your whole perception. And then if you have a strong personality, it becomes the perception that people around you do. And so just notice what you're worried about. And give yourself permission now to replace the worry with the study of another quality. What can you replace that worry with? A dynamic of peace? A dynamic of well-being? A dynamic of joy? Abundance? Just notice and give yourself permission to do a little vibrational replacement. And as you move into absence, notice that there may be a virus of the mind that sometimes has you looking for what's missing in your life. If only I had blank, everything would be okay, until the virus takes over and your whole attention goes to what's missing rather than the blessings that you have. Now, with a vibrational replacement, shift your attention to what you think is missing, to any quality in your life that is present. Let's vibrationally replace. Let's come, instead of absence, let's come to presence. What is present in your life that you can say, this is present in my life, based on all the things that have occurred in my life, so-called good, so-called bad. I can honestly say that this wonderful quality is present in my life. It may be patience, it may be compassion, it may be abundance, it may be health, it may be an endurance, a resurrecting spirit, it may be creativity. What's present? This is what I vibrationally lead with. I'm doing a vibrational replacement from what I see is absent to now what's present. I'm changing the law of my life. And then the places where we've given up on ourselves. I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too straight, I'm too gay. Whatever. I've just kind of resigned myself to the physical condition, the mental condition, the financial condition, whatever. And as you just are aware, if there's any sense of resignation in you at all, just do a vibrational replacement with, this is a new beginning in my life. I get to begin again. This is new. This is a new starting point. Fresh. I can hear the Spirit of the living God saying, behold, I make all things new in every area of my life, beginning with my own mind. Not out there, but in here. Behold, I make all things new in my own awareness. I take responsibility for my own awareness. All things are being made new. Say it, all things are being made new.
All things are being made new.
I'm being made new.
I'm being made new.
By the power of the living God.
By the power of the living God.
All good is present in my life.
All good is present in my life.
And I live in a field of high faith. I am in integrity with my soul. I shall study war no more. But I shall study beauty, peace, abundance, prosperity, and the field of infinite possibilities. I live in the field of infinite possibilities. This is what I see. This is where I live. In the field of infinite possibilities. And with God, all good is possible. Deep breath. Release. As you slowly open your eyes, look around the room, and again cast the blessing on the beings that are in the room. With your new point of view, bless these beings as you are simultaneously being blessed with an awareness that you're coming into a soulful agreement, that you're not studying war anymore, that you're entering into a whole soul integrity of the soul, where you're studying the love and the joy, the peace and the harmony and the well-being. That this takes over your mind, and the virus of the mind that would have you in worry and doubt and fear, the virus of the mind that would have you looking all the time for what's missing. You begin to be inoculated from that virus through your soulful practice of the agreement that you're making now, augmented with your affirmative prayer, your sacred meditation, your life visioning, your sacred service, your study, your fellowship, the generative circulation of gifts and talents and substance. And you enter into being a whole being, here for God, here for love, here for beauty, here for joy. Nothing missing, nothing lacking. perfection, unfolding, not stagnant, but an unfolding phenomena, a spiritual idea that is beyond the phenomenal realm. It is a nominal realm, an idea from the mind of God, shot from eternity, that you get to reflect and reveal. It's happening right now. This is where we are living. We call it the secret place of the Most High, under the shadow of the Almighty, making the Lord God, divine love, our habitation, so that no hurt, harm, nor danger can come nigh our dwelling place, because we're living in the higher frequencies, the higher vibratory field of a love, a beauty, and intelligence, and a spiritual power. Will you live here?
Yes.
Hang out right here. Hang right here. And the details will unfold in your life. Health, harmony, wholeness, and well-being. Harmonizing prosperity, divine creativity, endless, infinite possibilities for your expression. Even now. Breath. Release. Come with me this evening as we enter into a whole soul spiritual tryst. The Spirit of the living God that is everywhere in His fullness. And I will tell you that it is real. The presence of God to me is real. This is not a bunch of words. The presence of God is real to me. Talk about a higher love. Talk about a deeper love. Talk about an expanded love. This presence is so real. And this presence so loves you. Because this presence is love. We turn within in this moment, and I invite you into this sacred space of a holy gratitude and a sacred thanksgiving. Of a love, a thanksgiving of a love and a peace and a beauty so profound that our eyes can't even behold it. So real. Come with me into this sacred space. Gratitude, thanksgiving, appreciation is the open door for this. We enter into this sacred space with such a profound availability and a deep, soulful acceptance and surrender that there's nothing in us that is holding on. Nothing in us is holding on to mediocrity, fear, and worry. Oh, we're letting go and allowing the great river of life and the river of love and the river of beauty to take over our life and become the activity of our awareness. Oh, we are open. We are available. Come, we're available. You're always here. The coming is only us saying we're available. We're open now. The dust and the grit of today's journey and the journey of weeks and months and the inner warfare between our mind and the conflict of interest is ceasing, and there's a whole soul surrender to the divine presence of excellence and beauty and joy. There's a connection happening, a conscious connection. And the word that is being spoken, oh my God, it is the vibratory frequency, it is the sacred law of wholeness and well-being, spoken with the authority of one knowing that all that there is God, and that God is real. Not an anthropomorphic man in the sky, but a presence that is never an absence of love and beauty and intelligence. Life itself. And the word is spoken for each and every one of us. No one excluded, everyone included. that we may be free. We may stand in a soulful liberation of an unfolding dignity, an unfolding nobility, an unfolding beauty, an unfolding presence, an unfolding abundance, an unfolding affluence, an unfolding dynamic health. Even now, this word is serving as a law of elimination to anything that would hinder, delay, obstruct, deny, impede the fullness of life, expressing itself, resurrecting itself, revealing itself as each and every one of us. For anything that would impede has no power here. For there's only what? One power. One power, one power, one presence, one life, one love, one joy. Here, now. Oh my God, the body temple. What a beautiful instrument. Oh, it's playing the sweet sounds of health and harmony and wholeness. The DNA is reconfiguring itself around what we're studying. And because we're studying beauty and peace and sacred order, the sacred geometry of our own body temple is now reflecting and revealing the fundamental order of the cosmos. Will you be made whole? Will you accept your wholeness? Will you accept the beauty moving through you? Oh, the body temple is in agreement in saying, yes, I can follow the dictates of their mind that are now embracing the study of wholeness. The mental body is embracing a clarity now like never before. The emotional body is embracing a fundamental purity now when it's not running amok with old thought forms. It's pure, it's fresh, clean river of life. And there's a beauty and an elegance and an order that is happening in our lives now. Sometimes it's perfectly still and quiet. Sometimes it's exuberant and celebratory. But it's here. It's our life. Will you be made whole? Will you be made joy? Yes. Will you be made peace? Yes. Harmony? Yes. Wholeness? Yes. Wellness? Yes. Well-being? Yes. Life? Yes. Brilliance? Yes. Intelligence? Yes. Spiritual power? Yes. Ingenuity? Entrepreneurship? Yes. Creativity? Yes. Resurrecting Spirit of God? Yes. Will you be you? Yes. Will you be you? The real you. Will you be you? Study war no more. Study peace and love. And watch. Watch as the Jericho wall of separation tumbles with the high vibration and frequency of dynamic good. And all that is left is that which had no birth and that which will never die. Your life, the beauty, the abundance. Oh my God. We're free, even now. Ricky BB, give him a taste.
Lay down your burden. It's too heavy for your heart. Love is lighter than the reasons that would keep us all apart. Love as light as a feather, lifting me up to meet the sun. Now my heart feels so much better, and my fighting days are done, 'cause I got a healing. Healing early in the morning, healing all deep inside me, healing rise with the sun. Oh, I got a healing in a love that's so very wonderful. The love is moving behind and before me. the sun. Or can you feel joy? Joy early in the morning. Joy all deep inside you to heal and rise with the sun. Woo.
Oh, got a healing. Take somebody's hand and let the pulse of love and healing power of God flow through you. All you have to do is give it permission. Everybody's a healer. Everybody gets to reveal the presence of God. Let that pulse of generosity and that pulse of that healing energy flow through you right now. Let it flow through the entire congregation as we're touching and agreeing about the great power and presence and love of God that's moving through us right now. This vortex of prayer, which is including those who are streaming in from around the world, they're a part of this healing presence.